I really suggest to anyone embrace what's unique about you because it can be your selling point and it can also be the guiding star helping you get through life. I was talking with a student not too long ago, and he was telling me all about the things he wanted to do. And he was a computer science student at the moment, but he didn't really actually want to do computer science. And he wanted to actually go into basically mind mapping with computers. I don't fully understand it. It's not my thing. It's his thing. And he was talking about how hard it would be to get into the computer science program at this certain school. And I said, well, is there something that, you know, focuses more on what you want to do? And he was like, oh, yeah, but it's this really fancy university. And I was like, okay, well, let's find things to help you get there. And he's like, oh, I could never afford it. It turns out it's one of the universities that changed the tuition for people whose families earn under a certain amount per year, that they won't charge them tuition. And he was so shocked. And he would never, ever have even looked at it if I hadn't been talking to him. And I told him, I said, listen, you want to do something really niche. So the normal path is not for you. That's for other people who are going down that normal route. That's their path. That's not your path. I have this come up for me a lot. I would say in the last 2 weeks, it's come up at least 6 times. I am a person who already has a degree and yet is getting two separate degrees at two separate schools at the same time, doing 6 classes this quarter. And people think, what? On top of that, I have 2 jobs and I also present at conferences. You know, I still submit papers for publishing, do research, and people wonder what in the world. I don't drink coffee. I don't have energy drinks. I happen to have ADHD and this nervous system of mine, and I have a lot of energy. Try to put it to good use, and I try to channel it into good things. I want to help people. I have really, really just powerful goals, and I'm very motivated by them and by helping people in general. So my path is kind of niche. I want to be a person who's doing a job that almost no one does in the world. And I'm talking almost no one. On one board of directors for a regulatory board for finances, there's 7 people voted in a year. On the international board, there's 50 out of all everything internationally. 50 people voted onto that one. What I want to do is not something that is common. And so the normal common things are not going to apply to me. I have a very specific path. And I've had plenty of people offer me distractions. Let me tell you, uh, I've had people offer for me to go to other universities or to go for some master's degree program with them. They specifically want to have me be their grad student, on and on and on. But I know exactly who I want to be a grad student under. I know exactly what I'm trying to get to, the kind of weight I want my voice to have. And so I just am not interested. And I had a professor once at a conference tell me I play the game really well, that I seem like hard to get, which makes everyone think I'm in high demand. And I was like, well, I'm not playing a game. I just genuinely know what I want. And if people think I'm hard to get, that's their thing. I just know exactly what I want to do. When I applied to the universities and stuff, I didn't apply to anything I didn't want to go to. I only applied to what I wanted to go to because I knew there was nothing else I was interested in. And I got in because it was my focus. Getting in was the goal. Um, I didn't have any wasted energy on a bunch of backup plans or anxieties. or trying something else just in case. And I think that that's something that is underrated, especially in today's society, of knowing what the unique thing is about you, knowing what your niche is, knowing what is that path, and being able to feel it so strongly, to be passionate enough about it, to believe in it enough that you'll show up and you'll just be uncomfortable. You'll accept that it's going to be difficult because it's not going to be a well worn path. It's going to be a path that you might feel like a pioneer down. And that's okay because it's your talent or your perspective or your unique thing that you've got that puts something together that isn't really seen a lot in the world. That's something special. And whatever is unique to you, whatever your really strong point of view is, whatever your, you know, just precious perspective is, like find it and grow it. Pour effort and energy into it. You're worth it all by yourself. But also you can carry that message and the content will start selling itself. If you lead with what you want to do, maybe not everyone's going to listen, but there's going to be people who listen. If you just start talking about it and just start caring about it and just start doing things in the unique way to get to that unique thing. And it might not be that crazy, unique. It might not be that absurdly substantive. Maybe it's something more simple or close to what is more the norm. That's okay. That's fine. Maybe what's unique to you is something you're like, yeah, most people would probably consider this to be rather boring. That's okay. It's still something special about you, and you can still lean into it, and cool things can still happen. Most people will end up walking down pretty straightforward paths. That's not really going to change just because you embraced a unique thing about yourself. It's not always that a person has like a full on calling that they have to go do this one really powerful thing and they're going to change the whole world. And, it's not quite as heroic as that. It's usually more just accepting that you've got something that you don't see a lot of other people having. And maybe that's your thing. And maybe lean into it. Maybe embrace that about yourself. It's okay. And it might just be the really neat thing about you. I have met couples before who, when you ask them, oh, what do you love about your spouse, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend? They'll say, oh, this unique thing, this, for instance, I have a someone I'm related to, and their wife always, I'm like, oh, what's something you really love about them or something? And she's like, oh, that he sings such silly little songs. You can tell when he's happy because he'll sing really silly songs, and sometimes he'll take the music from a song that exists and just make up new lyrics that are ridiculous. And sometimes he just full on makes up a song, and our kids love it. And even before we had kids, I always loved it. It's just this really comforting thing about him. And I'm like, it's his unique, weird, trait that is actually really wonderful. And he leans into it. And when he's happy, he starts singing. And sure enough, he sings some really silly songs. I mean, the lyrics are something that a little kid you would think would have wrote. That they would have written that song at like 7 or 8 years old or something. And yet he does it in a fun, clever way. And it is true. He's so like jolly as he does it that you can't help but feel a little like uplifted. And he leans into his thing. And is that the most profound thing in the universe? No. But was it profound enough that he got a wife and a family? partially because he does this thing. Yeah. Find the thing that's unique and special about you. And don't be afraid if that leads you down a path that's not the same as everyone else's or even a lot of other people's. And maybe, just maybe, the thing that is your niche, that is your special thing, is a thing that's so uniquely specific that you have a very, very set path. There are apparently only 2 universities in the United States that teach and have specialization in what this guy wants to do for his career. 2 out of the whole country. And now he's on his way to hopefully getting into one of them. And that wouldn't happen if he didn't know exactly what he wants to do. Other people's path, that's not for him. Other people's path, that's not for me. And there is something, I'm sure, about you that is very unique to you. And the way other people do it, it's just not for you. And it's awesome. It's really, really awesome.